87% of your lifetime investment growth happens in the final stretch, not at the beginning, not even in the middle. And that is exactly why almost everyone quits too early. You start investing, you do everything you're told to do, and the line on the chart barely moves. So quietly, without saying it out loud, you decide it doesn't work. Today, I want to show you what actually happens in those early months and early years, so you don't give up right before the curve starts to bend. Let me introduce you to Harry. Harry works 40 hours a week in a noisy customer support center. He earns about $43,000 a year before tax. After deductions, his paycheck lands at roughly $2,600 a month. Rent eats $1,100. Groceries and transportation chew through another $800. Most months, Harry ends with maybe $50 or $60 left in his checking account. If that feels uncomfortably familiar, stay with me. Because Harry doesn't get a big promotion, he doesn't get lucky, and he doesn't inherit anything. The only thing that changes is how he treats the boring early stage of compounding. A few months before his 27th birthday, Harry listens to an audiobook on the bus. One idea sticks. Most legendary investment results come from a very small number of years where compounding finally explodes. And Harry has a quiet realization. If the magic happens at the end, then the beginning isn't about results. It's about survival. Not growth, not returns, just staying in the game. And that realization changes everything. So Harry tries something that looks almost ridiculous on paper. He opens a basic investing account and chooses a simple index fund. No stock picking, no predictions, no excitement. Instead of promising himself a heroic amount, he sets up a tiny automatic investment, $37, once a month, on the 15th, right after rent clears, right after the bills settle. That was the number he could look at without feeling panic in his chest. Here is what happens next. And this is the part almost nobody talks about. Month 1, Harry checks the account constantly. He sees $37 and some change. The market moves a little. One day he's up $1. Another day he's down $3. Emotionally, it feels pointless. He could have kept that money and ordered takeout twice. By month 3, nothing feels different. He has just over $100 invested. The news screams about inflation, interest rates, recessions, and rallies. His balance bounces between 105 and 119. Harry feels like he is walking up a down escalator. This is the first hidden stage of compounding, the boredom stage. The math is working. You just can't see it yet. This is where most people stop. They cancel the automatic deposit. They tell themselves they'll restart when they can invest a real amount. But Harry makes one quiet decision. For the first 12 months, this account is not allowed to make him feel anything. It is just a bill, like rent, like gas. It goes out every month. No debate, no emotion. And that single decision keeps him alive long enough for compounding to even have a chance.
Around month 6, something small shifts. The account crosses $250 for the first time. It is not life-changing money, but for Harry, it is the first time his net worth graph has a line that only moves in one direction, up. Then month 7 hits him hard. His car breaks down. The repair estimate comes back at $489. Old Harry would have done the obvious thing. He would have emptied the investment account and killed the experiment. New Harry pauses. He takes a breath. He picks up 2 extra shifts. He sells an old gaming console for $142, and he pays for the repair without touching the investment. This is the second stage of compounding, the identity stage. This is when the account stops feeling like spare cash and starts feeling untouchable, not because it is big, but because it represents something new. The early deposits are doing almost nothing and almost everything at the same time. By the end of year 1, Harry has made 12 deposits of $37. That is $444 total. With normal market noise, his account shows around $469. He is up about $25. An entire year of patience for a grocery run's worth of profit. If someone looked over his shoulder, they would probably laugh. But compounding has already shifted. Not in money, in mindset. And once that shift happens, quitting becomes much harder than continuing.
In year 2, Harry makes one important decision. He does not double his contribution. He does not chase motivation. He does something far quieter. Every time he works overtime or gets a small raise, he nudges the monthly investment up by $5, sometimes $7. That is it. By the end of year 2, the monthly deposit has crept from $37 to just over $50. This tiny adjustment matters more than any perfect stock pick ever could. By month 24, Harry has deposited a little over $1,100 of his own money. Thanks to market returns and reinvested dividends, the account shows roughly $1,229. The gain still looks small, just over $100. But something profound has changed. The account is no longer moving only because Harry pushes it. It is starting to move on its own. This is the third stage of compounding, the separation stage. Your money begins to feel like a different worker in the household. It shows up even when you are tired, even when you are distracted, even when you do nothing. Around this time, Harry reads The Richest Man in Babylon, a book nearly a century old with one obsessive rule: pay yourself first. Harry smiles, because without realizing it, he has been doing exactly that for almost 2 years. And the best part of compounding has still not even started yet. Fast forward a few more years. Harry keeps going. He keeps nudging the monthly investment by small, almost boring amounts. 53 becomes 61. 61 becomes 69. One spring, a tax refund arrives. Instead of spending it, he sends $217 into the account. Life still has treats. They are just chosen now, not automatic. By year 5, Harry is 31. The call center still hums, but he has moved into a slightly better role, training new hires for a bit more pay. His monthly contribution has climbed to $112. Nothing dramatic. Over 5 years, his total deposits add up to roughly $5,300. Thanks to the market doing its slow, often frustrating job, the account now shows just under $6,400. Only about $1,000 of that balance is growth. But that $1,000 did not require extra hours, extra stress, or extra effort. It appeared because time and returns work together. This is the moment most people miss. The early dollars, even though they were small, now start pulling more weight than the new ones. They have had more time to grow, and time, not effort, is what bends the curve. Around year 8 or 9, something finally changes. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but unmistakably. The line on the chart stops crawling. It starts to bend. Harry has been investing for close to a decade now. His total deposits might be around $11,000, but the account could be showing $15,000 or $16,000. The gap is no longer a grocery trip. It is a used car. It is half a year of rent. In a good year, the growth from the portfolio is larger than what Harry adds himself. One morning, he checks the account and realizes something strange. It grew more last month than he contributed. That is the moment compounding stops being an idea and becomes a lived experience. The math did not change. The market did not suddenly become generous. What changed is that Harry crossed an invisible line. The returns on his money are now bigger than the money he adds. This is the fourth stage of compounding, the handoff. Your job is no longer to push the snowball. Your job is to protect it. Harry stops obsessing over squeezing in extra dollars. Instead, he protects the habits that got him here. He keeps his lifestyle one step behind his income. When friends upgrade apartments, Harry waits. When someone jokes that he is cheap, he smiles and changes the subject. Because now, his past self is doing more work than his present one.
If you zoom out far enough, a pattern becomes impossible to ignore. The first years of compounding feel like nothing. The middle years feel quietly promising. And the later years feel almost unfairly generous. As if the universe finally flipped a switch in your favor. But the switch was never flipped. It was built. Slowly, boringly, one small decision at a time. This is what most people never understand. The early months are not about money. They are about identity. You are teaching your brain that you are the kind of person who sends money to the future instead of burning it in the present. Even if the account vanished tomorrow, that identity would still be priceless. Second, the disappointment at the beginning is not failure. It is proof you are standing at the only place where compounding can start. Third, protect the system more than the amount. If all you can do is $29 a month, guard it like it is sacred. When income rises, nudge it up. When life hits hard, find a way to keep the system alive even if growth pauses for a while. And finally, remember Harry at 3 moments. Month 3, when the account barely crossed 100 and quitting felt logical. Year 5, when progress was real but quiet and the line finally sloped upward. And year 10, when the money started growing faster than he could feed it. That is when the game flips. This is what always happens right before income snowballs. Most people give up here. The ones who do not are the ones compounding was built for. If you can survive the boredom, protect the habit, and stay long enough for the handoff, the math will eventually do something wild. And one day, your past self will work harder than you ever could. That is the moment almost no one waits long enough to see.